All right, this is a rhetorical review of it's gonna be Call of Duty Black Ops 6. So even though this clip here is just gonna have some clips of Warzone, Plunder, and um, yeah, Duke Town, Duke Nukem Town, whatever. But this is a review of Call of Duty Black Ops 6. It just came out a month ago, like I said. So basically, my review on this game, the campaign. If you haven't played it already, I can't tell you whether or not you want to go get it or not, or you want to go play it, or you want to invest into it. If you're a Call of Duty person and you've been in the Call of Duty part of the franchise for quite some bit, I'm probably gonna say you probably have to get your feet wet. Probably have to, get in there and make the determination on your own. I'm not gonna be the one to saying you're not going to, not do it, don't do it. If you're a fan, obviously test it out for yourself. So, you know, I would say the premise for the whole thing got everybody stoked and highly anticipated on it because you're like, oh, Call of Duty Black Ops 6. It's during the Gulf War and it's Black Ops, and Black Ops is the greatest, is the best. Well, let's put it this way: the first Black Ops one with Mason and the whole Reznov and all that stuff, that was the best Black Ops of the series. Black Ops 2 kind of was. You didn't have to make a sequel out of it, but they made a sequel out of Black Ops 1, and which is good because technically with those types of, stories, they're really good because it's like it's a new story, but it's a continuation of the previous one. But the previous one didn't really have to have a story to go along with. They didn't have to have a sequel, just like Terminator. It didn't really have to have a sequel to have Terminator 2 Judgment Day. It could have just ended with like Terminator, that's it, good movie, awesome, and you didn't end it. But then they came out with Terminator 2 Judgment Day, and guess what? That movie surpassed all expectations because guess what? It was like, you really have to have one, but hell, this movie's not bad. It's actually pretty freaking good, I think that the ones that they try to force sequels onto people is what people don't like, and that's just like what in the hell are you doing? If it's not wanted, but then people have it to make it, hey, why not do it again? That's where people do like it. But when it's forced to say you're gonna get this sequel, then that's when people start saying, oh hell no, this is a bunch of bullshit. So Black Ops 6, I'm not gonna say it was forced to have, but I'm just gonna say the story surrounding it with some of the returning characters. I don't think the story. I think it had a good premise, but the story itself might have kind of used a little bit of legwork to it. So Call of Duty Black Ops 6. The setting, we're gonna work on this. The setting is during the Gulf War, the late 80s, early 90s, during the Gulf War, where the U.S. went in to stop Saddam Hussein and the Iraq army invading Kuwait because they invaded Kuwait. So pretty much they look, we're just going in, we're stopping this shit. That's the premise. But the story doesn't surround it. It's just a set. It's just a time period where this is all happening. So it's not like Cold War where the Cold War basically it was a proxy war, and things kind of fell into play with as far as the setting for Cold War, and they used and banked off it. You didn't really have that in Black Ops 6. It was just the Gulf War. There he is. And people will say, well, what about the Black Ops? The setting was during like the Cuban Missile Crisis and during the Vietnam War. But it was that setting time period. You know what I mean? It was during that time period where things were kicking off, things were going on, and they used that setting to be like, oh, we're gonna base a lot of stuff off here, like conspiracy theories and certain real life events that did happen and incorporate it. Cold War. Well, I'm sorry, Black Ops 6 it didn't have it. It was just it's a time period. It's what's going on. It is what it is. That's what it felt like. The story, I think, it introduced new characters. Um, like Troy Marshall, returning characters is Russell Adler, Frank Woods. You have a new character as the German guy. I can't remember offhand. Like I'm doing too. Then you had Savine, which is a new character, and then you had some other returning characters. Helen Park, who was in it, who was in the previous Cold War, but she was kind of like, I would say, like, a guest appearance, so to speak. Not really definitive character. It was kind of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna help you out because you helped me out before. I owe you a favor. If that, call if you need something. That kind of type of deal. And then you had Jane Harrow, who's a new character, and then you have
Fuck you, dude.
Livingston, who's head director of the CIA, and he's a new character. And it's, to me, it's just, when you get these characters, you kind of try to feel them out. What's their basis on? What do they do? What are they good at? Are they the real deal? Are they gonna make a heavyweight, impact like a boy Frank Woods did, Alex Mason, Russell Adler, Hudson? Are they gonna make Steamway headlines to be like, oh, I remember those characters because they're so definitive? Still, the new characters, sort of, not really, but just kind of there, so to speak. Like I said, if you're just tuning in, this is a strictly review on the campaign. I'm not talking about multiplayer, even though my video is showing multiplayer and parts of Warzone and Plunder and stuff. I'm gonna do a video as far as the gameplay of Black Ops 6 pretty soon, but this is my overall honest opinion about Black Ops 6. It has very good promise, but like I said, some of the stuff is time period. They just use the time period, but it's like a whole new kind of transition of stuff is going on. They talk a lot about the Pantheon. You play as a character named Case, which obviously you should know by now if you're in tune with the Call of Duty Black Ops series, that anytime you play a new character or play as the protagonist, the protagonist is going to have some shit to him. Meaning that they're going to be not who as they say, and it's going to be, oh, they're fucked up, or pretty much they got some issues with them. Like, think about it. It's just going to happen. I don't know what else to put it to you. Every Black Ops character, main protagonist, has had some shit to them, or, you find out, that's just their theme, their main attribute, their main zazz to it. So if they ever have a Black Ops 7, which I don't see them stopping, they're going to continue. Just going to name it, title something else. They're just let alone whoever you play is the main protagonist is going to have some shit to them. Then they're going to be unrevealing some stuff about them and unrevealing some stuff about who they're a part of and what they're working with or shit like that. So this has a really good premise to get things started. So you play the protagonist's Case. He's part of the CIA and part of their, with Woods and Troy and doing some things and Jane Harrow, and you start off going after trying to capture this one guy, and then next you find out there's some group called the Pantheon that's looking for the same guy you're trying to capture. But apparently it's like a coalition. These guys seem from different countries, but they're all kind of collectively together. Like you would say, like an old Madden team, so to speak.
Fuck you.
But the three of you guys somehow managed to kick their ass. Don't ask questions, just go with it, okay? It's a game, it's a story. It's supposed to get your mind thinking, alright? From that point in time, I guess, you kind of take him back, and as you're getting ready to take him back, your boy from the last from Cold War, the previous character, Russell Adler, just straight up just takes the dude out, and you're like, what are you doing? But then you take him in, you're like, okay, well, we got him, we're gonna take him. You don't know why he took this guy we're looking for out. You don't know. But something like that happens. All is going to be revealed pretty soon. It's going to have to be revealed because of the simple factor that it needs to be revealed. So you're sitting at the CIA, one of their sites or offices, and you're sitting there talking. And as you're talking, you're getting questioned about what had happened, what transpired, the talking. So then, as they're talking, that's when they got the flashback to the Gulf War part and the duels. But as you start to uncover that, says, okay, well, the CIA director says, you know what? I need to dig some more on what the hell y'all are doing because y'all are up to some shit and y'all done fucked some shit up. So you guys are suspended. So he suspends Troy, Case, Frank Woods, but Jane Harrow, who's really high up in the CIA, she doesn't suspend. She just gets put on a tight leash. She's like, oh, we're going to be monitoring your activities. Well, I don't know what that could become from. So Troy, Case, Frank Woods, they had a kind of a code word. I'm not going to say it if you haven't played the game. But maybe this might be a spoiler. I don't know. So it says Bishop moves Rourke. Rourke moves Bishop, or whatever the hell it is. I don't remember. So as that, they said it's a safe house, some fucking way. And they unravel some other things, and there's some clues and things and side missions that you do. And you go about your business trying to figure some shit out, to unravel some shit, and you get some new personnel and to help you along with uncovering who is the Pantheon, what is their objective, what is their main goal, what is their purpose, what were they doing in Iraq. I would just have to say, man, there's a lot of crazy shit. But I'm not going to try to spoil it to you. I'm just going to put in one portion of the mission. You do have an open gameplay portion, which many people didn't like the open world gameplay that they had played in Modern Warfare 3, which I just recently played Modern Warfare 3 because I had mixed reviews on it because too many people said, oh, it's just terrible, open gameplay, open world play is not supposed to be in campaign. And I got mixed feelings about it because I think, frankly, that the open world play for the campaign just held to this one mission in Black Ops 6. I thought it kind of fit well. I thought it fit well, unlocked a couple of things. I thought it was actually pretty. It fit the flow of the game. In Modern Warfare, I'll do one for. There was. I don't think it was anything out of the ordinary. Having played it again, I don't think it was like, oh, it's terrible. I actually thought it fitted well. I mean, I just thought the AI, the enemies, kept coming at your ass like fucking anything. Then they were like on you. You're like, what the fuck, dude? Every time turn around, this fucking AI, they're on my ass, like shit. And it felt like when you played the open world missions in the, the Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, regular open world mission games that they had, where you're going about doing certain things, where the AI was just relentless. They were just fucking coming at you. But at the same time, the pacing to it was well. I thought it was good. But for Black Ops 6, I thought the open world on that one mission where they're in the desert, I thought it fit well. It didn't have it the entire time. You follow the campaign, you follow the storyline to it. You've made certain things to mesh well. That's the best I can say. One portion of it, you end up doing a zombie missions where you have to go into this chemical lab, and Cases had previously been there. I guess he was a test subject or some shit like that. And I would tell you right now, I don't mind zombies, but if you put it in the main campaign, you really fucking some shit up. And people's like, oh, I love the zombie part. Look, unless I'm playing a game that's designed for fucking zombies, that I know I'm going into the gameplay knowing that there's going to be some zombies and some shit in there, some monsters, I don't mind it. But if I'm playing a game that's supposed to be sort of like real life, I don't need fucking tripped hallucinations to where zombies are a main focal point, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck are we doing? Like, I don't need that. That's just... that shouldn't be part of the freaking aspect. Now, some people are like, oh, look, the zombies. No, because guess what? You have to figure out how to kill them some bitches. And what you're doing sometimes, you're shooting tons and tons of bullets and ammunition at this fucking thing, and it's just not working. You know, you're like trying to come up with this. Like any person that's played at a first go room, and you're like, oh, I got the zombie right off the bat the first time you play. You're full of shit and you're lying your ass off. You had to figure a way. Okay, what do I need to do in order to pass this shit and get through this mission? You're sitting there trying to figure out, devise a plan, strategically wise, to get past it. And like I said, it's monsters, zombies, and shit. The fuck. If I wanted to do that, I'd do that on the regular zombie part. That's the reason they have a zombie missions part on the side part after you play the campaign, not during the game. You know, some people, like I said, some people love it. I didn't like that. I was like, what are we doing? And then on top of that, some of that shit was fucking like, you're playing it and you're like, was like, dude, I'm gonna turn the lights on because some of this shit is like a fucked up horror movie, you know, and it gets crazy, especially the part where it gets into Jane Harrow. You play as her, but then she's tripping because they're giving her something so that she can talk, and straight up is like a horror movie. You're like, turn some light on in this bitch because I can't fucking see. And next thing you know, I got zombies and shit coming out my ass, and they're on me, like right behind me, and like turning out no, I didn't ask for that. Okay, you know. Now we all know Call of Duty always has that kind of, your warped mind is crazed because you're either brainwashed, or you're trying to break the brainwashing to reveal something. But they just made it to the point where, like, we're gonna make some nightmarish shit about this, and we're gonna hopefully that screw your mind up. And at that point in time, I was like, dude, I don't know if I want to play this game again. You kind of felt that if you played Black Ops 3, where it's a portion you're like, dude, it's kind of this fucking robots, half human shit is fucking tripping me the fuck out. But it is what it is. It kind of, but it didn't have a level like, yeah, we're turning this shit into a horror movie. You don't even know about it, so guess what? You got it. But like, no, it's not what it's about. Black Ops to me was the way I originally thought they were supposed to have started. Was supposed to be something where, look, this is Black Ops. This is what we're doing. This is how we're doing it. But we're gonna put some crazy stuff to make your mind spin a little bit by, you know, take you into a different realm. But not to say, just add some fucking zombies and some monsters. Oh, it's 4 of them bitches you gotta kill, and oh, you know, I don't think so. You know, if you want to have that as a separate game, have that as a separate game, but don't add it to a fucking campaign, man. You know, that's why people like Black Ops 1, because, yeah, you knew Mason was fucked up. You knew the numbers was fucking with him, but it was a brainwashing type. He didn't hallucinate. He was just fucked up from the programming, and he was bent on trying to remember, trying to figure some shit out. You know, it's like, okay, what's going on? And then when he broke it, it was like, oh, okay, my homeboy, you know. But I think sometimes Black Ops has said, you know what, why don't we level a little fright and scary shit into this? You know? Fuck it. So, that one portion I didn't like. The whole looking at it and playing it through, I mean, it's kind of like, I'm still trying to figure out, what's this shit wanted? Like, I have mixed feelings about the gameplay, you know. But then again, Black Ops 6 and their stories always have a twist to it, and it always leaves you open-winded, because at the end of it, you don't even know if Case ever lived. You know, he's supposedly choked the fuck out of Jane Harrow in the fucking, well, spoiler alert, in the fucking helicopter, but do you really know whether or not he fucking got it? Or he died. I don't know. Does anyone know? I don't think anybody does. It's just open-ended. But people always say, well, more will be revealed as far as in Warzone. I don't want it to be revealed in Warzone. Because half the time playing Warzone, you're putting an algorithm where the algorithm can dictate who you're in there with. You're in there with some fucking 5-year-old, 10-year-old kid that's fucking, you know, fucking hosing you down within 2 seconds. And you're like, dude, I gotta go to the gulag, and then you're going to gulag, you know, one-on-one with somebody that's fucking taking you out with 2 shots. You're like, dude, I pumped 5 shots, 10 shots in this motherfucker. It didn't go down. So, it is what it is. I don't know. All I know is the fact that this gameplay for fucking, you know, it's just different than where it was supposed to be. That's all I know. I mean, I don't give me credit. The graphics, you know, the where they're trying to go with it seemed as though they were trying to go good with it. Do I think they accomplished what they were doing? No. I think there was like, you know, we need Black Ops. Black Ops Cold War was good. We're gonna try to pump this one out to be better than the Black Ops 6. You know, I thought it was. I get the idea. I get where they were trying to go, but at the same time, I just been like, dude, what the fuck are you guys doing? Did you cash in on to try and say, look, we fucked up on Modern Warfare 3? That's what the people are saying, or are we gonna try to fix this shit and to make it right? I think maybe they. I don't know. I think they should have stuck with kind of how the history content is. Maybe did a little more research, maybe to figure out was there some underlying shit going on during the Gulf War that would reason why they have the setting there. You don't always have to put the setting there just because, oh, well, we have to put it there because I mean, maybe the Pantheon were working with the Iraq soldiers and Saddam, and they were doing something with the gold because we all heard about, you know, Saddam and his palaces and he had tons of gold, and maybe you could have done it there. Maybe, you know, put in with, you know, the weaponry which they were looking for. Maybe do that, but they just had it where the Pantheon was its own group and they're using Iraq and, you know, the Gulf War is just a setting piece, not really utilizing what they could have banked on by actually incorporating stuff with that. Maybe he could have had Saddam been like a focal point in the game, you know, but they just used the whole Gulf War as a setting point, which I thought was good. Then, you know, they had a, you know, guest appearance, so to speak, with Bill Clinton in there, minus Hillary Clinton. And, you know, apparently, you know, it was like, oh, Governor Clinton. Maybe you could have had something go along with that, but, you know, it seemed like there was so much more promise for this game, for Black Ops 6. So much promise, but they kind of, let's just say, short of the straw, they fucked it up. Maybe it was a cash in to get some money. I don't know, but I'm still trying to find avenues. I mean, I've played it twice, and what's really halted me from wanting to play it again a third time, just trying to, maybe I missed something, is because I don't like the fucking zombies, the fucking, you know, the fucking thing. I like horror movies, I like shit like that, but I don't want it in fucking gameplay unless it's, I know that's, okay, I'm playing a zombie fucking game. I don't want to do that. I that's not what I want. You know, I wanted a fucking realistic kind of history content that might reveal some other shit that makes you have your mind says, man, that could probably happen in real life. Like the whole Call of Duty Black Ops 1. That was something that you'd be like, that could have possibly fucking happened. You know? That's on the premise of kind of reality. Not this fucking zombies types of shit and monsters crawling on my ass because I'm hallucinating like a motherfucker, you know, in the gameplay. No, I don't want that. You're like, well, that's what mine was happening, blah, 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 blah. No. You know, and then it's just, then at the end you don't know where the fuck the shit's going, you know, and then come to reveal that maybe there's not just one person who was involved with being in the Pantheon who's infiltrated, you know, the CIA, and it's been you know, it doesn't, it leaves open-ended, and all Black Ops leave it open-ended as far as, you know, what it was supposed to be, what it wasn't supposed to be. I don't know. All I know is what happened is that they missed the mark, I believe, on what they were trying to shoot for. Because if you notice, a lot of times with games that they know that are really, really fucking good, they will add huge content. There'll be flashes, game of the year, #1, blah blah, breaking records. Have they shown any of that since Black Ops? Or Cold War or Modern Warfare, the first one of the new series? Have they shown any of that in the commercials bits? No, they fucking haven't. You know why? Because it's been mixed reviews, because people are like, wait a minute, something's wrong. And that's pretty much what's happened here. Now to touch on a little bit about other Call of Duty games that missed the benchmark or have been highly underestimated, and how they really did well, and some that did do well. Playing it again, I played Vanguard. People have mixed feelings about Vanguard. I think it's basically because they just didn't want to do anything with, the World War II bit anymore. I think they were like, we're done with that. We're going to be surpassed that. We're tired of having to go back to that realm. But I thought Vanguard actually did a really good job on how they, portray a lot of stuff. Even though people were like, oh, that's a horrible game, it's just tired of it, Vanguard missed. No, Vanguard is what it was. If you don't know the storylines, they reveal, they do these missions to uncover some stuff. But in hindsight, in reality, it was basically, Vanguard was basically, you have a group of these, soldiers from different units, from different countries that are come together essentially on a suicide mission. There's nothing else to say more about it, that they are all part of this, unit that basically is to do a mission and probably got tricked into doing it, but they're doing it probably to get out of whatever they were maybe facing. And it's a suicide mission, and to the respective commanders, like, look, either they succeed or they die doing it, which is, they're like, if they succeed, their reward outweighs the loss. The loss would be them getting killed during the suicide missions, but they didn't lose anything. It was maybe if they were to accomplish the mission, you get something to gain from it, which at the end of it, they lived, or some of them, and they gained what they were looking for, and they gain a heightened, like, oh, we revealed this, we uncovered this and that from the Reich, so that, in a sense, if you go and understand, if you play it a second time, you realize, oh, these guys were basically on a suicide mission, and they weren't supposed to live from this, but they did, because if you notice, there wasn't anybody coming to get them when they got captured. It was just like, yeah, you're on your own. It is what it is. Figure the shit out. Oh, by the way, if you do accomplish your mission after figuring the shit out, by the way, great success. We will reward you when you get back. And that had ties to the Cold War. Well, it had ties to Black Ops, because they were like Nova 6 ended it. It was like Nova 6, and Nova 6 dealt with something, obviously, from Black Ops, right? But it doesn't reveal that. People just missed the part where they're like, oh, I'm just tired of it. Now, one of the Call of Duties that I didn't even finish playing, that I just couldn't play because I just couldn't stand the shit, was
Hardpoint identified.
Infinity War. I thought that was probably the worst game in ever the whole Call of Duty franchise. Reason why? Because at the point in time, I think people were just done with the futuristic shit on, future weaponry, future fighting out in the cosmos. They were just done with it, because, I mean, it had been beaten down, and at the point that you were traveling to different planets, moons, and it was like, where the fuck are we going with this? What are we doing? Like, I tried playing it, but I just couldn't get into it. It just was just like, I was like, nah, I'm not with it, dude. I'm not with it. Can't do it anymore. And I think what revived the whole Call of Duty series was the fact that they brought the new series of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the 2019. That got people back into the swing of Call of Duty. Like, because before it started trickling down, it started going down, and then they did kind of a new universe, new series on it, which got people back into it. Now people play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and they're like, oh, it wasn't really good. It was kind of like sort of a sequel, but not really a sequel, to be honest. It just kind of kept it going, because, like, look, we had Modern Warfare 2 on the old series, and Modern Warfare 3, which was basically, oh, the world's going to shit, trying to prevent World War 3. The new series wasn't trying to prevent World War 3, it was trying to prevent some shit from getting out of hand, and people framing other people. I know I'm all over the place with this, but I'm gonna make another video of pretty much how I feel about all of them. I can't talk today. But my main thing was just Call of Duty, Black Ops 6 review. I'm gonna have to rate Call of Duty Black Ops 6. It's gonna have, for me, it's so much promise. I'm gonna have to give this basically a 7 out of 10. That's my rating, a 7 out of 10. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't bad. There's just few missions and the story part where where we going with it that just didn't do it for me. The multiplayer, fuck that. Warzone is Warzone. It is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, but fucking yeah. So if you have played Black Ops 6, let me know what you thought. Whether you liked it or not, whether you believe or you think that the same rating for Black Ops 6 is the same rating, I give it a 7 out of 10. Or what you thought about the other Call of Duties. What's your favorite ones? Definitely leave a comment, like, subscribe, and we'll be back for some more. I'm going to try to post out some more of these contents, and I'm going to try to get it going with as far as reviews for these other Call of Duties. Like I said, I'm going to do another one for Modern Warfare, and I'm going to do some other ones. Yeah, I've just been bogged down with a lot of stuff. I'm trying to get back in the swing. My podcast, I'm trying to get that up, but I've been doing a lot of trying to do the podcast for the aliens. So yeah, for those who thought aliens was coming on Tuesday, yeah, another nonsense as I put on my regular, podcast. Fucking aliens, whatever. But yeah. So if you liked what you liked and you heard here, definitely like, follow, and share, and subscribe, and all that stuff. So. Appreciate it. See you on the next one.